Parables of Proverbs continue. Verse 11.
Then I looked on all the works that my hands had wrought, and on the labor that I had labored to do, and behold, all was vanity and vexation of spirit, and there was no profit under the sun. And I turned myself to behold wisdom and madness and folly. For what can the man do that cometh after the king? Even that which hath been already done. Then I saw that wisdom excelleth folly, as far as light excelleth darkness.
See, what he said right here, right? See, this is Solomon. King Solomon in the Bible is telling people that, shit, nigga, he looked at all his wealth. He looked at everything he had. He had tremendous wealth. He had tremendous abundance and sustenance. He was the king of Jerusalem and Israel. You feel me? And when he looked at everything, he said, everything that I labored for, everything that I labored to do was all vexation of the spirit. Because why do I have to work so hard all the days of my life? And then when I die, I cannot take my wealth and my success with me. I have to leave it to someone after me. Yeah, and that is, I have to leave it for my child or my inheritance or children. See, why do I have to work so hard that I have to leave it for someone after me? And who knows, he would do what everything that's already been done. Because the young, they only do the things that's already been done. And then he saw that wisdom excelled foolishness. Jesus, it was good to be wise, because with wisdom brings riches. Not money brings riches. Wisdom, knowledge, wisdom, understanding bring riches. And foolishness was poverty. Let's keep going.
The wise man's eyes are in his head, but the fool walketh in darkness. And I myself perceived also that one event happeneth to them all. Then said I in my heart, as it happeneth to the fool, so it happeneth even to me. And why was I then more wise? Then I said in my heart, that this also is vanity. For there is no remembrance of the wise more than of the fool forever, seeing that which now is in the days to come shall all be forgotten. And how dieth the wise man? As the fool.
See, he's saying, I'm wise. But the same thing that happens to the wise happens to the fool. And that's death. The same thing that happens to the rich happens to the poor. And that is death. He says, a wise man's eyes in his head and his thoughts, pondering his thoughts. And when he spoke, pondering to himself, pondering his thoughts, he said, a wise man's eyes in his head because he's in his thoughts. But why? And when he was thinking, he asked himself, why does the same thing that happens to a rich man happens to a poor man? And why does the same thing that happens to a wise man happen to a fool? Now, and he said, now why do I have to be wise and so known if at the end of the day I shall die like a fool? You feel me? If at the end of the day I shall die like the fool, so why should I? And it said there will be no remembrance of the wise as more the foolish. You only remember for a season. It's only when you walk with God and you do something extraordinary with God, God establishes your name for forever. It is only God that can establish a man forever. And it is only by the Spirit of God can a man get in contact with God. You see? And that's what he said. Let's keep going.
Therefore I hated life, because the work that is wrought under the sun is grievous unto me. For all is vanity and vexation of spirit. Yea, I hated all my labor which I had taken under the sun, because I should leave it unto the man that shall be after me. And who knoweth whether he shall be a wise man or a fool? Yet shall he have rule over all my labor wherein I have labored, and wherein I have shown myself wise under the sun. This is also vanity. Therefore I went about to cause my heart to despair of all the labor which I took under the sun.
What he's saying is, all this wealth he acquired, all this wealth you acquire, it is all vain, because you acquiring it thinking you're going to live forever with your wealth. It is going to sustain you, and it is going to keep you forever. But at the end of the day, when time comes for you to die, to see your maker, you will die and you will go and see your maker, and you will leave it behind. But how do you know that your child or the future heir or heiress is going to be wise? How would you know? How do you know if your children are going to wisely use your money or foolishly spend your success? So it is all vanity. And he vexed them. And he was vexed. He had vexation. He was sad. He was sad. Like, why is this? So he hated his wealth. That's why a lot of people think that the wealth is going to keep them, it's going to save their life, it's going to protect them. They protect them by how much money they have, how many bodyguards they have around you. But at the end of the day, anybody can get to you, they really want to get to you. And this vexed him, and he hated his wealth. That's why I tell a lot of people, you use your wealth for sure. But you know the ultimate calamity that when you leave, you are nothing without. You don't have happiness. Get the Holy Spirit to fill that emptiness inside of you. Ask God for the Holy Spirit to be with you. Ask God to come and be with you and come and live inside of you. Ask God for his promise. Remind God of his prophetic word, which is Emmanuel. Remind God and say, in the name of Emmanuel, come and be with me. God, remember your promise, Emmanuel, and come and live inside of me. Ask him for the promise of God. And I promise you, your life won't be the same. For 30 days, 30-day challenge to action for the promise of God. Emmanuel, the promise of Isaiah, man, when I promise you, your life will not be the same. In 30-day promise, pray to him and ask him for the promise of Emmanuel, Isaiah 7:14. And I promise you, your life will not be the same. Like mine is not being the same.